We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on the Miami Dolphins offense. What a great game. Another one making my heart pump a little extra all day. It was so exciting. And the story for the offense was efficiency, limited snaps on the field. I actually think Tua looked even better. Like, I know his stats don't show it, but I thought this was his most consistent, most efficient game. He had the one bad almost pick six to Milano, but other than that, I thought he was really good on a snap-to-snap basis. More consistent in this game than the Ravens game, even though he had crazy stats in the Ravens game. But he looked really good with his timing, his decision making outside of that one play. And then, yeah, we'll break down this big bomb to Jaylen Waddle, the biggest play of the game. Everything about this play, from the scheme, how McDaniel set this up to attack this two deep coverage, from Tua making a big play with manipulating with his eyes, his accuracy, and then a great route from Waddle. We'll start off with Tua here. Great job recognizing cover two, looking off the safety with his eyes, manipulating him, and then just dropping an absolute dime. One of his best throws of the year with timing, everything, the accuracy down the field. Look at the high trajectory he puts on this. Love the touch that he throws with down the field and just hits Waddle right in stride. Great job recognizing this. And then we got Waddle down here at the bottom of the screen. Look how he manipulates this safety. First off, he gets the free release against the cover two, takes a hard inside cut, and then once the safety sees him take this hard inside leverage here and then bend to the outside on the corner, the Dolphins were running this corner, the 7 route all game. Waddle was showing this. He also had a couple big plays here. And look at him manipulating, showing the corner with his eyes, his shoulders. Everything is telling this safety that this is a corner route. The safety is all like 9 yards off of him, and he's opening his hips, reacting to that. Waddle's able to manipulate the safety from over 9 yards away. That's how you know his speed, his explosiveness is incredible. And then hard off one cut to get that inside track on the safety, make the big play down the field. And good job tracking this in. I mean, just a perfect throw from Tua also. And then on the back side of the play, we can watch Tyreek Hill. Look at Tyreek running the corner route deep over here, which holds the safety just long enough with the eyes to allow this middle of the field to just get open just enough. Just perfect execution from start to finish from pretty much every player. Like, in another big clutch, like Tua making big plays on 3rd and long down the field. Like, this is what Waddle and Tua bring, or Waddle and Tyreek and Tua bring to the offense in McDaniel's scheme. Like, they can make big plays in pretty much any situation. So even in these limited snaps, not too many opportunities for Waddle and Hill and Tua to make big plays. But when they needed it, they did it, and they made it matter in the biggest situations again. So love this for the Dolphins. Tua and Waddle, another big play. First pass of the game after the false start, Tua makes just a beautiful read. Like, he came out hot, but I mean, the ball ends up getting dropped. Bills running cover 6. They're running quarters to the bottom and then deep half coverage to the top. So this is the flat corner. This is a deep half safety. Tua makes a beautiful read, holds this corner with his eyes, makes him look like he's going to throw the quick out, and then hits the whole shot. This is like that area between the cloud corner and the deep half safety. Hit the whole shot here. The fullback is still a step, like this is to angle the fullback, and he's still a step behind the corner, and he's throwing this. He just makes it look like he's going to throw it to this quick curl. Gets the corner to freeze, and then throws a perfect ball with touch, just enough touch and just enough velocity to get over the corner, but also get there before the safety can, and the ball ends up being dropped. But Tua came out looking sharp. Just, there was plays like penalties killed drives, some drops killed some drives, and just maybe only giving Tua one pass in a drive. Like, they would run the ball twice, put him on a 3rd down, and the ball would get tipped out of the line of scrimmage, something like that. Those were kind of what was keeping the Dolphins offense off the field on those quick drives, the 3 and outs. And then the defense was playing bend but don't break mentality. The defense did really well to only hold the Bills to 17 points, but they could not get off the field and give the offense an opportunity, especially in the first half. But love this play from Tua, the whole shot, everything about it versus cover 2, or cover deep half to the top of the screen. Just an amazing throw. Would love to see Ingold bring that in, but he is a fullback. I'm not expecting him to make like big plays down the field, but would love if he did. My favorite run concept that McDaniel has brought to the Dolphins. Love his use of motion with Ingold, getting him on the move, creating these angles, and then working like this sift concept on like the outside zone pitch. Look at like what this does to a defense and how it affects linebackers. motion the fullback. It really think in with the pitch. It really makes you think that they're going to go hard to the outside, try to capture the edge. Really moves the linebackers, makes them overflow. But angled is sifting, bends this back, which creates like almost like a split flow type of play. And then they leave 57 unblocked, and he's able to cut this off. And it just creates this cutback lane, and then they try to overcommit back the linebackers. And Edmonds makes a good cut, gets uphill. He works off the blocks well. I think Edmonds had a really good game, the 2 touchdown runs. And then his other limited work, he made the most of it. Worked off his blocks well. Good job by Armstead there, continuing his block, finishing 94 there, riding him down the line of scrimmage. Really good work there. Picks up 8. This was like one of the big runs at the start of the game. And the Dolphins offense looked pretty good running the ball. I know they weren't on the field too much, but when they were running the ball, it looked better in this game, like more consistent and efficient in their limited snaps. The Dolphins' first touchdown, nothing too insane on the skilled players' part, but just look at the offensive line and how much movement they make. This is like one of my favorite parts of what McDaniel brings to the team, and these teaching points, the angles, attacking this. And look at this big hole that's created. Williams, and this whole line is moving to the left. The rest of the line is moving to the right, creating this huge hole. Working off, this is like duo in the red zone, working off these double teams, create this big advantage. Williams does a good job with his arm, cutting this off, making the one tag shoot up the field, makes a big cutback lane. The rest of the right side of the line cuts off 92, 40. Hunt climbs his second level to basically create a wall of 3 blockers to work off of, and Edmonds just makes the quick read, gets in the end zone. Just, you don't see run blocking like this in Miami in the past. Just everything about it beautiful. I think the Dolphins actually have a pretty good run blocking O-line, like Hunt, Williams. They're more comfortable in that area. Armstead, obviously a great player, and I think players like Little and Eichenberg, who are playing right now, even Austin Jackson, are more comfortable run blocking than they are pass blocking, and they are just athletic guys who can create a push at the line of scrimmage. And if they can understand angles and how to create these lanes, basically working these doubles together, these combos, Williams doing a good job winning their one-on-ones to the backside, and then basically creating a clutter of Bills defenders right here. Just really good stuff. And Edmonds makes a good decision, gets in the end zone. First big touchdown of the game. This was the Dolphins' second drive that they scored a touchdown on, and this time they got to drive the full field. Tua started off hot. Like, these next 3 plays are all going to be in a row. Good job feeling the pressure off the play action here from the left. So he comes off his read instantly off of Waddle to find Hill on the backside. Love seeing him go through his progressions. He just sees Waddle on like the quick glance off the play action is dead, trying to fit it into this like rectangle of defenders. Doesn't want to risk it, and he feels the pressure, so he doesn't want to try to make this throw. So he just comes off of it, slides a little bit to the right, hits Hill, sees Hill's wide open, knows he doesn't have to throw with anticipation, just wants to make sure he gets this completion, and then hits Hill in the chest, ends up picking up the first down. Sort of the first play that started out this drive that was a big positive, and then that continued for the rest of the drive. This play doesn't seem like too much, but this is a good pre-snap read from Tua. Understands that the Bills love to run like 2 deep coverages, quarters, those types of things. Sees that it's probably a quarters look pre-snap, and then this would be the flat defender right here, and he's pretty close, tight into the line of scrimmage. And with this sort of like a quick curl, quick hitch from Tyreek, almost like picking the curl flat defender, Tua knows he's going to have the quick flat to Smythe, takes it right away. Really good read, quick read from Tua. Once he sees Miller come down and is rushing the passer, he knows no one's going to be out to the flat right away. Smythe gets out there quickly, and I actually think like Durham Smythe, not the most incredible player, but I think he's just a really good scheme fit. He's a blocker. He's a guy that you can get the ball into his hands, and he just gets upfield, runs hard after the catch, and just picks up those yards. He's just a really nice fit for the team and the concepts that they like to run. But yeah, I just love the pre-snap read from Tua. Really knows that he's going to have this flat wide open because the curl flat defender is going to get out leveraged. And even if he did hard commit over to the flat, he would have had the quick hitch to Hill. So just quick read, quick decision. Love this from Tua. And then it just picks up easy yards, allows for easy yards after the catch. And you get to go to your next play, and this is just a quick decision. Great throw out of the play action, and perfect, like him and Waddle just are always on the same page. Like, him and Waddle are just going to be so dangerous. This is like the chemistry that they bring from playing in college together. Look, straight out of the play action, he's reading Miller, who's coming on block. Smythe has to pick him up. Knows that wants to hit Waddle here because the linebackers overflow. Sees Edmonds kind of get out of his zone here. So hits Waddle. Waddle slows his route down too. Very smart play by him. Good job feeling this sort of soft spot in the zone. He hits him on the back shoulder to throw him away from Edmonds and to throw him away from the safety. Just perfect ball placement. Leads him away, and then like if he doesn't get, he makes the first guy miss, which, you know, in future scenarios of a same play, that's what perfect ball placement leads to, is more yards after the catch scenarios. Most people, like people who don't understand football, would be like, oh, this is a bad throw, throws it behind him, but this is perfect against this zone, leads him away from two defenders, and him and Waddle just being on the same page is so key for this offense. Still on the same drive, Dolphins, a few more plays, sort of dinking and dunking their way down the field, a few run plays, and then this one from Tua, the tight window throw. This is the most velocity I think I've ever seen Tua throw with. Like, he sticks his foot in the ground and lets it rip to Craycraft, and it's just, he's throwing this as hard as he can, and it's with perfect accuracy. Like, this was one of the decisions he probably shouldn't have made either, but like, he hits Craycraft right in the chest. Great job by River too, sort of using his body to shield off the defenders and hold on to this fucking laser of a throw. Just everything about this beautiful. Tua really made like his pre-snap decision. Like, he's throwing this sort of quick hitter, like a skinny type of post, more of a dig route actually, versus the, you know, they're running like the quarters to that side of the field, and it ends up working. He's just it's just a laser. I love to see this. Stick your back foot in the ground, get that hip torque, body transfer, everything about it lines him up, squares up the target, rips it in there into a tight window. This is the stuff that people want to see. You want to see Tua make the tight window throws, the velocity. This is like everything that people have complained about with Tua, his biggest issues. He does it right here. Doesn't even line up the defender, like, because his mechanics, obviously he's taught a little bit different to open up the hips right there, but it does allow for you to get a little extra torque, and he delivers the accuracy too, straight into the chest to Craycraft. I love the addition that River Craycraft brings, because he's kind of like the shifty slot type, you know, your stereotypical shifty slot wide receiver, but he throws it straight into the chest and makes the tough contested catch in the tight window. Everything about this, love it. Okay, the play that had the entire Dolphins fan base holding their breath, even probably the Tua haters, because, I mean, first of all, this is a great play by Tua, feeling the pressure, escaping, and making a tough throw, like almost across your body, and then it leads to, him getting the back injury. This is not a concussion, okay? Hopefully the Dolphins don't get in trouble again, even though it probably was a head injury. Not sure how he cleared concussion protocol, but just great job creating. This is all Tua right here. Feels the unblocked blockers, sets it up, sticks that right foot in the ground to get outside of the pocket, and then throws this tough ball like basically across the body. Good job by Waddle coming back to the football and just converting the third down. But Tua gets hard on this play. Love to see the toughness to get back in this game, because without him, I don't think the Dolphins win, even though the Dolphins defense was on the field for the most part, because Tua made some big throws in those situations. So yeah, but this is another example of the Tua sort of Waddle like chemistry that they have to make these types of plays, and it's a huge third down converting on here. Dolphins basically in every week have kind of had a play like this. Off the play action creates this clean pocket, and then they have two guys running these like both in breakers down the field, and just the inside guy, Craycraft, opens up all the space. 24 follows. The safety has to come over to help, and it just creates all this space for Tyreek to work to the middle, and he basically creates a one-on-one matchup to the outside with a corner. And Tyreek Hill, with this much time out of a motion too, they love getting Tyreek these like free releases, momentum out of the motion. DBs have to open their hips. Look at the effect it has on the corner. He has to open his hips so early, and Hill is going to win this route every time. And then Tua throws this ball with anticipation right out of the break. Just perfect in sync with Tyreek, and just allows for these big plays down the field. So good job by McDaniel with everything from creating these clean pockets and then just like having these two-man route concepts down the field, getting Hill these free releases and to manipulate DBs, and it's It really beats a lot of coverages, like they're running cover 3 right there, but it also could have worked versus quarters and even deep, 2 deep coverages. Love the use of motion. McDaniel loves using motion. Like everything about it gets these like matchups, makes 46 sort of bail out, gives to or Waddle the free corner route, and he's just making big plays. Waddle looks absolutely amazing. His explosiveness, his route savviness, he knows how to manipulate these DBs into opening their hips, attacking blind spots, change of direction. Bills look like they're playing quarters at the top of the screen, and I think they're playing quarters match. So once they sort of, instead of switching, the DBs sort of stay just on their guy, and it just gives Waddle all this room to the outside. The quick flat forces this DB to commit downhill, which creates all this open space. Tua reads that defender, gets over the top. It just gives Waddle a great opportunity. This is how you attack this type of coverage, quarters, deep halves. This is what you go for. Either the, attacking these outside sort of hole shots or attacking with like post routes down the field. And Tua sees it's wide open. Just another great call from McDaniel, and Tua and Waddle in their limited snaps were on fire against the Bills. This is the final play that I'm going to break down. This is the big play after the first play I show, with the big 3rd and 22 bomb to Waddle. Not the play directly after, but this is a touchdown after. And just look at Edmonds. Look at the push created by the offensive line. Williams and Hunt working a combo. And then it just creates a one-on-one for Edmonds and the safety in the hole. And he just gets downhill in a hurry. Doesn't waste any time. Sticks that foot in the ground. Drops his shoulder. Squares up the safety. And then just like makes him miss just enough by dipping that shoulder. And then gets into the end zone. So love the hard running by him. Love the push the offensive line creates. They like reset the line of scrimmage downhill. Basically, Hunt and Williams doing a lot of work right here. Little on the backside, cutting his guy off to not allow him to get into this play to make another tackle, and just gives Edmonds the opportunity to get in the end zone. This is the game. This is basically the game winner, which gives the Dolphins the lead. And really impressive stuff with the running game. Their limited snaps. I think it was a mix of things why they just weren't on the field. It was a really weird game flow type of thing, like that you just won't see too often. The Dolphins were they had a couple 3-and-outs, which definitely don't help, but when they were on the field, they were scoring pretty quickly. And because one of their touchdowns was off a turnover inside the 6, and then the Dolphins defense was they only gave it 17 points, but like a lot of those drives were double-digit amount of plays. And Tua also, came out for the end of the half, which probably didn't help either with the offense scoring. They could have possibly scored on that drive, but it was definitely a weird game. But the Dolphins somehow came out on top. They were super efficient, scoring 21 points on whatever it was, like 39 plays. So super impressive stuff from the Dolphins offense. And I just look forward to seeing how they play in the future with more opportunities. I just think they looked really good with their limited snaps and against the Bills. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.